Welcome to Meditation Mindfulness Journey. Today, we're diving into a question that holds deep significance. What is the true purpose of meditation? This question isn't just about learning the right way to meditate, it's an opportunity to look into the essence of meditation itself. It's not merely a tool to attain happiness or tranquility, it's a journey towards profound understanding and inner freedom. Meditation is often seen as a way to relieve stress or to reach a state of peace, but is that really its ultimate purpose? Have you ever wondered if, beyond this surface level of peace and joy, there lies a deeper root of meditation? Could it be that its purpose is to free us from our own inner constraints? In reality, many people mistake the joy and bliss they feel during meditation as the destination. However, that sense of happiness is just a small part of the much larger process of meditation. Imagine if the purpose of meditation was simply to attain a sense of calm or euphoria. Could that feeling truly last? What happens when that joy fades? If you've ever felt uplifted after meditating, that's wonderful, but look deeper. Could that really be the ultimate goal of meditation? Meditation is a long journey where we can each experience freedom from negative thoughts and deep-seated pains. Instead of seeking only temporary joy, meditation can guide you into an inner space where the separation between self, body, and mind brings true freedom. This journey is like a personal voyage into self-discovery, where you break free from self-imposed limitations and move towards enlightenment and liberation. Why should we seek a goal beyond temporary joy or calmness in meditation? Imagine waking up in the morning, feeling full of life and positivity, ready to greet everyone around you and face any challenges that come your way. But what if that joy is fleeting, and you quickly return to everyday worries? The absence of a deeper foundation is why so many people easily give up on meditation. This is also why you need a stronger motivation to keep going. Consider meditation as a journey within, where you're not just aiming for comfort but for freedom from inner limitations. You'll begin to realize that as you transcend emotional waves, as your body and mind no longer control you, you reach a state of freedom where no pain or worry can disturb you. And this is precisely what meditation seeks to teach us, a journey not to escape reality but to accept and deeply understand the nature of reality, of yourself. Meditation is not just a tool to help you escape stress, it's a doorway to the inner world of freedom, where you no longer fear or feel bound by negativity. Join me on this journey to discover what lies beyond fleeting moments of peace and to realize the boundless potential within you. Part 2, Meditation and Happiness, Motivation. Not the goal. When we think of meditation, many people believe its goal is to reach a state of happiness, bliss, or inner peace. These feelings are indeed precious, bringing a sense of lightness and joy, helping us feel more positive and loving towards life. However, can such feelings last forever? And if they cannot, does that mean we've failed in meditation when those feelings fade away? In reality, happiness and peace are just the surface level, a starting incentive to get us on the path of meditation. Sadhguru emphasizes that the joy and bliss we feel during meditation are not the destination, they are small rewards to encourage us to keep going. If meditation only brought pain or exhaustion, few would continue practicing. Positive experiences in meditation serve as doses that energize us and encourage us to delve deeper. Imagine starting a meditation session and feeling a profound sense of calm and ease. Every breath seems to carry away your worries and concerns. But if every meditation session were only like this, would you gain anything more profound than temporary satisfaction? Like a mountain climber who pauses to admire the view halfway, you'd never reach the peak by staying there. Meditation requires us to go beyond the initial happiness to seek genuine freedom from all feelings, whether joy or sorrow. One way to view this is to consider the joy felt in meditation as a guiding light. It illuminates our way so we don't get lost, but it's not the end point. In fact, this feeling helps us feel closer and more positive toward those around us. When you're feeling peaceful, it's easier to share that feeling with others. Conversely, when stressed or burdened, invisible barriers surround you, creating distance and sometimes even making you irritable. Meditation is not about escaping reality or searching for eternal bliss, it's about building the capacity to maintain calmness even when emotions change. This calmness is what leads us to true freedom. Think of a time when you meditated without needing happiness as motivation. At that point, meditation becomes part of you, a genuine spiritual journey. You no longer need the small reward of temporary peace. Instead, you reach a state of self-contentment where, without euphoria, you still feel fulfilled. In this journey, bliss is merely an invitation, a reminder that meditation can help you find moments of peace amidst a busy life. But if we stop there, we risk becoming dependent on that feeling. The goal of meditation is to allow us to transcend all states, accessing the true nature of ourselves, not attached to feelings of joy or sadness but attaining freedom from emotions that control us. This is why meditation is not just a tool for achieving happiness but a means for us to understand and rise above both happiness and suffering. When we understand that joy is a motivator, not the destination, we are no longer bound by it. The inner freedom meditation brings is priceless, not a state of high emotion but a state of self-contentment and peace, untouched by external circumstances. Let your journey in meditation become a path to self-discovery, rising above fleeting sensations. And above all, remember that happiness is just a companion, not the ultimate destination. For meditation to truly become a journey of liberation, you must transcend that feeling and uncover a different depth, a space where true freedom exists, free from any dependence, even on happiness itself. Part 3. The true purpose of meditation. Freedom from suffering. Meditation is not merely a method to reach a temporary state of peace or happiness. The deeper purpose of meditation is to attain freedom from suffering. This is not a promise that meditation will completely eliminate all pain in life, but rather, it's a means for us to learn how to face and rise above suffering with calmness, unaffected by negative emotions or thoughts. When many people start meditating, they often approach it as a healing practice, a way to relieve stress, anxiety, or to distance themselves from life's troubles. But if we stop there, meditation will not bring us true liberation. Suffering is an unavoidable part of life, and instead of trying to avoid it, meditation helps us understand its nature and teaches us to detach from painful emotions. Imagine that meditation is like a mirror that reflects our inner soul. It allows us to see our fears, insecurities, and the suffering we carry within us. When we create a distance between ourselves and those thoughts and emotions, they can no longer control us. The body and mind are two main doors through which suffering often enters. Once we can separate ourselves from these, we find deep peace within ourselves. We can see that, in daily life, most of the suffering people experience comes from the body or the mind. This could be physical pain or mental worries, sadness, even the smallest things can cause us distress. Meditation helps us realize that if we can create distance from the body and mind, we are no longer affected by suffering. This doesn't mean we don't feel pain, but we are able to accept it calmly, without being overpowered by it. The ultimate goal of meditation is to reach a state of freedom from all suffering, a state where we no longer fear or worry about what might happen in the future. When we are no longer afraid, we can truly live without being bound by our instinct for self-preservation. Often, because we fear suffering, we hesitate to open up, to fully live, and this prevents us from finding freedom. Meditation brings us to a separation from suffering, opening the way to true freedom. When you no longer fear suffering, you gradually become braver in all aspects of life. It's like knowing nothing can hurt you, you feel free to explore new experiences, expand your limits, and live a meaningful life. To get there, meditation helps you look deeply into your soul, face and overcome your deepest fears, and find your inner strength. When you reach this state of freedom, you see that life is not just fleeting joys or passing sorrows. Meditation grants us the ability to live without needing to escape suffering, but rather to live alongside and understand it. Suffering is no longer something to fear but is a part of the journey that helps us grow and become stronger. Meditation is truly a journey of liberation, not a journey to avoid pain, but a journey to recognize it as part of existence. Once we are no longer ruled by negative emotions, we are no longer shackled by worries or fears about the future. Life becomes lighter because we have found an inner strength that cannot be shaken. Meditation teaches us to view suffering with calm and clarity, ultimately leading us to true freedom. This is a state where we no longer need anything external to feel fulfilled. And this is the true purpose of meditation, a state of inner freedom where no pain or worry can disturb you. Part 4. Transcending the instinct of self-preservation. To achieve spiritual growth within each of us lies a powerful instinct for self-preservation. This instinct helps keep us safe, protecting us from risks and suffering, but at the same time, it serves as a barrier, hindering us from moving forward on the spiritual path. Without overcoming this instinct, it's challenging to open ourselves fully and achieve harmony with everything around us. The instinct for self-preservation leads us to build walls around ourselves, a protective layer to shield us from harm or loss. This instinct is also present in our meditation journey, as many people view meditation as a way to shield themselves from the uncertainties of life. However, meditation is not a method for hiding, it's a way to learn how to live fully and accept everything that comes our way. To attain true freedom, we must gradually learn to lower this self-preservation instinct, allowing ourselves to connect openly with life and those around us. Imagine a moment when you feel genuinely happy, no worries, no fears. In those moments, you find it easier to open up and connect with the people around you. Conversely, when you feel insecure or afraid, you instinctively raise barriers to protect yourself. This is how the self-preservation instinct operates, but it's also the barrier that prevents us from expanding our hearts to the world. This instinct often places us in a state of separation from everything, making us feel alone within our own shell. Meditation allows us to recognize that the true nature of life isn't a struggle to protect oneself but a harmonious flow. When you transcend the instinct for self-preservation, you'll see that life is no longer about resistance but about acceptance and integration. You no longer fear being hurt because everything becomes a natural part of existence, and you are part of it. On the path of meditation, lowering the instinct for self-preservation is essential to truly feeling connected with the world around us. When you are no longer controlled by fear, you'll see that you can welcome everything with calmness and love. This is a state where nothing can unsettle you, and your soul becomes more peaceful than ever. One way to transcend the self-preservation instinct is by practicing openness in everyday life. Try engaging sincerely with those around you, without the fear of being hurt or negatively judged. When you truly open your heart, you'll find that these connections don't weaken you, on the contrary, they help you grow and become stronger. Self-preservation no longer serves as a barrier but becomes a tool to understand and love more deeply. Meditation also helps us realize that ego and self-preservation are two aspects that can cause the most suffering if we don't learn how to control them. When we place too much emphasis on ego and self-protection, we easily fall into isolation. However, through meditation, we gradually see that this separation is an illusion and that we are all part of a whole. When you no longer see yourself as the center, you feel more comfortable accepting changes and challenges in life. Transcending the self-preservation instinct doesn't mean abandoning personal safety altogether, it's about learning to embrace change without fear. Meditation helps you develop resilience and serenity, making you feel safe even when you no longer need to shield yourself from everything. This is the state where you truly attain peace and freedom, feeling completely at one with life. Ultimately, by overcoming the instinct for self-preservation, we reach true spiritual freedom, where there is no longer a boundary between me and others. We learn to accept and love life as it is, without judgment, worry, or fear. This is the pinnacle of meditation and spirituality, where all suffering and anxiety dissolve, leaving only stillness and harmony. Part 5. Vulnerability and happiness in daily life. In modern society, vulnerability is often viewed as a weakness, something people try to hide to avoid judgmental eyes. However, vulnerability is the bridge that allows us to open up and create truly meaningful connections with those around us. Facing and accepting vulnerability not only makes us more authentic but also brings lasting happiness into our lives. Meditation is a tool that helps us rediscover this vulnerability, not to make us feel weak or fragile but to embrace our true selves with calmness and sincerity. Through meditation, as you gradually separate yourself from thoughts and emotions, you begin to realize that fears of vulnerability are merely barriers we create. The peace that meditation brings shows us that there's nothing wrong with being vulnerable, it's a natural part of being human. Think about the last time you truly felt vulnerable, maybe when you shared something personal with someone, or when you expressed your true feelings. These moments are not just tests of trust, they are times when you feel the deepest sense of connection and understanding. In moments of vulnerability, we find inner safety because when we open up, we can receive love and acceptance from others. Vulnerability doesn't make us weak, it makes us stronger. When you accept that you, too, have fears and weaknesses, you no longer need to maintain a perfect image. This not only helps you feel lighter but also creates an environment where those around you feel safe to express themselves. In daily life, when we bravely face vulnerability, we open doors for true happiness to enter. Happiness isn't perfection or success, it's the ability to be true to oneself. When there's no need to hide, life becomes lighter and more meaningful. Happiness is not a destination but a genuine presence, the ability to enjoy each moment with an open heart. Meditation trains us to embrace vulnerability by helping us lower our defenses and be open with ourselves. When you meditate, you face yourself in every breath, thought, and feeling. There's no need to pretend to be strong or hide anything. Vulnerability arises when you see yourself as you are, without fear of judgment. This is the moment you can touch true happiness, a happiness that doesn't come from outside but from deep within. One of the things meditation teaches us is how to accept vulnerability without fear. When no longer obsessed with hiding or protecting ourselves, we can live more authentically. This brings meaning to our relationships and a deep sense of connection. When you dare to be vulnerable, you create space for understanding and compassion. Accepting vulnerability also opens the way for spiritual growth. When we are no longer clinging to a strong self-image, we can attain true peace and freedom. We become more open to life, unafraid of facing challenges and changes. Vulnerability allows us to experience life in all its colors, teaching us to love and cherish every moment. Ultimately, vulnerability is the doorway to happiness. It's not something distant but the ability to live authentically, to accept every part of oneself. When you know there's nothing to hide or pretend, you find true freedom, a freedom that allows you to be happy not only in moments of peace but also when facing difficulties. Part 6. The role of meditation in achieving true freedom. Meditation is not merely a method to help people find temporary peace amidst life's chaos. Beyond that, it is the key that opens the door to true freedom, a state of freedom where one is no longer bound by fears, anxieties, and a constant need for control. It is freedom from within, transcending all boundaries and constraints, allowing us to live a life of complete serenity. As we practice meditation, we gradually realize that much of the burden and anxiety we carry are products of our own minds. The suffering we often feel originates from negative thoughts, fears of the future, or regrets about the past. Meditation helps us calm this continuous flow of thoughts, allowing us to gradually free ourselves from the invisible constraints we create. One of the most important roles of meditation in attaining true freedom is that it allows us to create a separation between ourselves and our thoughts. When you meditate, you start to realize that you are not your thoughts but rather the observer of them. This awareness creates a gap, a quiet space where you are no longer swept up in the whirlpool of thoughts and emotions. This is the first step toward freeing yourself from the bonds of the mind. We are often influenced by prejudices and expectations imposed by ourselves and society. These things unconsciously form a wall that separates us from the world. Through meditation, these barriers gradually break down. Meditation brings a sense of calm, helping us see that these barriers are merely illusions and that nothing is permanent. Our minds become clearer and more serene, and we realize that everything is changeable, including the limits we once thought insurmountable. Another aspect of true freedom is the ability to accept everything with equanimity. Life is a continuous flow of events, emotions, and changes. If we constantly try to control or resist this natural flow, we will always feel tense and lose our freedom. Meditation teaches us to accept and let go. When we no longer cling to things beyond our control, we find ourselves freer, no longer bound by desires or obsessions. Meditation provides freedom by allowing us to face fear with tranquility. In meditation, you learn to accept that fear is just another state of mind, nothing more. When you no longer see fear as something evil or to be avoided, you realize that you can overcome it. True freedom is the state where you are no longer controlled by fears or negative thoughts. Meditation also helps us develop patience and composure, essential qualities for living in true freedom. During meditation, you sit still, focusing only on the present, not concerned about external events or future worries. This calm state helps you build inner peace, creating a solid foundation to face life's ups and downs without being swayed. Ultimately, meditation helps us understand that true freedom is not about the absence of constraints but the ability to live in any situation while maintaining inner peace. We may not be able to avoid life's pressures, but we can choose to respond calmly, without letting our minds be swept up in worries or tensions. This is the freedom meditation brings, a freedom from within, independent of external circumstances, a freedom that nothing can take away. Meditation opens up a new horizon for us, where there are no self-imposed boundaries or constraints. It is a journey to true freedom, a state of serenity and liberation in every thought and action. This is the deeper meaning of meditation, the goal we strive toward to attain. True peace in life. Conclusion: the deeper purpose of meditation. Meditation is not simply a method of relaxation or a way to attain peace in life. On a deeper level, meditation opens a journey that transcends temporary comfort and leads us to an inner space where true freedom and enlightenment can be found. Meditation is the bridge that helps us break free from the mind's limitations, allowing us to recognize the true nature of life and ourselves. Meditation does not promise a life without suffering, but it teaches us to face all circumstances with a calm and serene heart. When we begin meditating, we seek it as a way to ease our anxieties and stresses. However, as we delve deeper into the journey, we realize that the deeper purpose of meditation is to help us live harmoniously with life's changes without being swept away. This is a freedom that few can reach while clinging to desires, unstable emotions, and fears. Meditation allows us to experience inner liberation, a freedom that does not depend on any external circumstances. The stillness in the soul and the ability to accept everything naturally is the pinnacle meditation guides us to achieve. When the mind is no longer dominated by thoughts or negative emotions, we find that we can embrace both joy and sorrow genuinely, without judgment or attachment. Once we reach this state of freedom, life is no longer a series of conflicts or a race to compete but a journey of self-discovery and understanding. Meditation opens us to a new perspective, an approach that no longer relies on achieving something but on enjoying every moment with peace and harmony. In this state, we no longer need to seek happiness externally or fear potential harms. Instead, we learn to love, accept, and walk alongside life with all its changes. The deeper purpose of meditation is not a result or an achievement but a state of consciousness, a state in which we no longer cling, no longer yearn, but simply exist. This presence brings inner joy, a joy not because something has happened, but simply because we are truly alive. Ultimately, meditation is a journey of self-discovery and liberation. It is where we realize that true happiness does not come from satisfying personal desires but from releasing attachments and achieving serenity within. When we can look at life with clear eyes, we see that everything around us is a part of ourselves, and nothing can cause us suffering. This is true liberation, a state that meditation leads us to, where joy and peace become our very essence. The meditative journey is a long one, requiring patience and commitment, but it is the most worthwhile journey we can choose in life. Because at the peak of meditation, we not only find peace, but we find ourselves, a free, undisturbed being, filled with love. Thank you for taking the time to listen and explore this profound journey of meditation with us. May each lesson from meditation help you find peace and freedom in life. Wishing you serenity and happiness on your path.